Welcome to the news at 10, reporting live from Average Runner Studios. My name is Shopadink Dinky Donk. Here are the headlines. It has come to our attention that a ferocious animal has escaped London Zoo. With more detail on the matter, Aubrey, our correspondent, who is live on location. No, Shopadink. I said Puma has had a release. Yeah, the running brand, they've had a release. Not that a Puma has been released or has escaped. Yeah, Puma has released new running shoes. Oh, please do accept our sincerest apologies for that slight confusion and bringing you unnecessary worry. In other headlines, we'd like to thank you for the exponential growth that this channel has seen over the past year and a bit. That is down to you. And I'm sure as we go through the shoes, as the kids say, the shoes themselves will be ill. Apologies. Sick.
Hey, I hope you're good. My name is Aubrey. I'm a runner and I'm good with being me. I'm super excited. The good people at ProDirect, in partnership with Puma, have sent me 2 shoes that I'm going to be detailing in this video. And this makes this a first to be giving you a video about 2 running shoes. I'm excited because I had this, the Puma Deviate 2 and the Deviate Nitro Elite 2. Now this one is my favorite running shoe Puma makes. They've just upgraded these 2 shoes and I don't know what to do with myself. So what I'm gonna try and do in this video is to give you an overview of what these shoes are. Let me tell you how things normally work. Well, I shouldn't say normally, it's quite a new format. When I receive or I buy a pair of running shoes, I do a video 0. Essentially, the guy at the news announces it. I tell you an overview, the specs, some stats about the shoe, intended purposes for both of these. Let me first of all highlight 3 things that you should know that have taken this from the previous versions to this one. Let's start with the price. The Deviate Nitro 2 was $145. The third version of it, the new version, is now retailing at $150, being a £5 increase. This was $175, it's gone up by £20, $195. Stick with me, there might be reasons as to why. You might think that's justifiable, you might not, but stick with me on that. Let's talk about the weight. Let's start with what some people might call bad news. The Deviate Nitro 2 has gone from 279 grams in my 9.5 UK, it's now 286, so it's gained a few grams. I'll be honest with you, I don't really care. Right, here, it's gone from 236 grams to 215. That's a good news story. But like I said, if I didn't care about this one, I also don't care about this, if I'm honest with you. I'm not gonna dwell on the fact that this is now super light and this one, it's unfair to say that. If this is a big deal that it's gone up, then this is a big deal that it's gone down. Either way, a race day shoe, excellent, at 215 grams, comes into serious competition with the other big hitters, your Vaporflies, and the Vaporfly. The stack heights have also changed. What was 8 mil before is now 10. It used to be 38 mil at the back, it's now 39, being a 10 mil drop, obviously with 29 now at the front. I like that. I'm a sucker for cushioning. If you add more millimeters in this thing, you're gonna get me on your side. And over here, we're now stretching it to 40. It was 36, 40. So they pushed it right to the limit. I genuinely think, I don't care, might have a different opinion, I think Puma are pushing this to be their actual race day shoe. Don't get me wrong, I love the Fast R2, I do love it. But it's more on the radical side. I think this, especially with that weight reduction, puts this into serious contention with the other big hitters from the other brands. Right, whilst the numbers are important, let's really talk about what this shoe is for and what Puma has designed it to be for. It's a daily trainer, neutral, and it's pegged at around 300 and 500 miles. You can take it past that, but I'm guessing that's where Puma is pitching this to kind of maintain its elite form, if I can say. Past that 500, maybe they anticipate that it loses some of that pop, some of that exciting fire. The Deviate Nitro Elite 2 is my favorite running shoe for Puma. in case I haven't said that already. This is your ultimate, in my opinion anyway, from the Puma line, race day shoe. You can take this from that 5K run all the way to the marathon. But essentially, this is your neutral daily trainer, and they've pegged it to kind of top at that 250 miles. So a shorter shelf life than this one, but that's simply because of how this is wired. All right, let's talk about the different components. I know the Puma running shoe anatomy like the back of my hand. I'm gonna walk you through everything from the top all the way down. Now, mind you, this is not a review where I'm telling you how it feels to run in these shoes because I haven't run in them yet. I just want to distinguish between a review and an overview of these shoes. So let's start with the upper. They've taken the same upper material from the Fast R2, they call it Ultra Weave. This thing is highly breathable and you can literally see right through it. It's ultra lightweight, contributing to that 215 grams in a 9.5 UK. You're also going to see that there is power tape. Now, power tape within Puma shoes are basically reinforcements to kind of hold the shoe, give you a secure hold, but as well as just maybe fortifying more vulnerable parts of the shoe. And you're going to be able to see power tape on that. If I move to the back, it has a minimalistic in terms of features, heel counter, but it does have that structure. You don't want something too solid, too restrictive, as well as bulky for a race day shoe because it ends up being really heavy. Okay, now here is the part that I've been looking forward to. Now, Puma, bro, the tongue. The material of the tongue itself is perfect. It's in line with the minimalistic yet moderately cushioned kind of feel. It's perforated for breathability, which I like, but it's not gusseted. Puma, bro. Puma, come here. Come on, bro. I know we're trying to get the weight down. We're trying to keep it light. But gusset the thing, bro. All right, let's move on. Before I move to the midsole, the star of the show, I want to talk about the general aesthetics of this upper. I do love the usual Puma whoof. I don't know what you call that. To me, I call it the whoof, right? On the other side, it's very bold. It's in your face, and I love that. I genuinely love that it's in your face. It says Nitro. I was watching the guys that believe in the run. I'm a fanboy, by the way, in case you didn't know. Robbie from Believe in the Run said, it makes it look fast, and I have to agree. I like that. It's in your face. That's the aesthetic, and I like this colorway that they've launched with. It kind of makes you feel literally on fire. I like it. I'm all about all bright colors. The midsole. Now, I always appreciate the time that the Puma guys give me in educating me in the shoe. And my guy gave me a name of the material that they've used, alphatic, or something. Wait, that. There's like EVA, there's PBA, and these guys are now trying something completely new in this. Within this Nitro Elite foam, what they've tried to do in trying to make sure, one, the shoe is lightweight, return of energy, but more importantly, it still keeps that same energy. And this is how he explained it. I will verify it. This is how he explained it to say, as you're running a marathon, your shoe will kind of feel very poppy at the start. Half marathon, you're starting to feel it. At the end, it almost loses that pop, the compression and return of energy it'll give you when you've been on it for a long time. The intention with the new foam, the formulation that they've put in this, is that it will sustain that, not only through the lifespan of the shoe, but during the course of a run. And I have to love that. 100% full length carbon plate. Love that. The one thing that sets Puma apart, Puma grip. Now, they've trimmed down from the previous version to make it lighter without compromising on the traction. So they say. I'm going to run in it and I will tell you about all of this. One thing I have to tell you though, if you look at that, I'm a bit concerned about the amount of exposed midsole that you're seeing. The white you're seeing over there is exposed, but you can see that Puma has been intentional in covering the more vulnerable parts, the key landing places. I just wonder how this will wear out. Either way, I can anticipate that any wear and tear will largely be cosmetic. That's the Nitro Elite 3. Let's do the same for the Nitro Elite. Okay, let me give you an overview now of the Deviate Nitro 3. We're gonna start with the upper. This is the second version. This was an engineered mesh. And what they've done now in this one is an engineered knit in terms of the upper. Now, what does that do? Being a training shoe, it allows a little more flexibility in the upper to kind of take a bit more of your foot shape, be more forgiving and a bit more accommodating to your foot in terms of it without actually losing that lockdown. That's the logic behind the change here. And I gotta say, I like that. The one thing that this has over this one, the tongue's gusseted. They've done some gusseting action within the Deviate Nitro 3. The tongue's gusseted. I wasn't even on the tongue section yet, but I thought, why not tell you about it? Same colorway, same look and feel. The oof is still there, as well as the bold letters on the side. But the key call out in the Deviate Nitro 3 in terms of the upper is that material change into a knit. Love that. A key difference, however, within the Deviate Nitro 3 and the Elite version is the makeup of the midsole, as this has that Elite foam at the top and then just the Nitro foam at the bottom. Essentially, a much more plush cushion feel at the top, much more firmer, poppier, return of energy kind of midsole at the bottom. Sandwiched in between those, a carbon plate. Now, this carbon plate, I want to say 70% carbon, and it's not a full shaped carbon plate. It has a gap within the big toe and the rest of it. They've made changes to the shape of that carbon plate as well, making that scoop where the big toe actually lands a bit wider, simply because they want to focus the return, the push off onto that. I promise you, bro, I have learned the Puma anatomy like no other. Now let's talk about the outsole of the Deviate Nitro 3. To kind of show you the differences, let me start with this. You're going to see that a lot of the midsole is exposed, the white. They've addressed that here. And that simply because this is more your daily trainer, more miles. And that's what gives you a longer lifespan, because this is stretching to about 500 miles, whereas this is literally half of that. The one thing, they've trimmed down the type of, let me show you. If you look at how rugged that outsole is, they've actually trimmed it down significantly, and you can see that that's significantly less than a Deviate Nitro 2. That will give you weight advantages, but it's actually gone heavier. But I think that's largely owing to the midsole and those changes. Okay, I don't know if I can give you any more detail than that, apart from actually just getting out there and running in it. So I'm gonna run in both when I've got up to, I wanna say about 40 to 50K in any of these shoes. I will give you a very detailed review of what my felt experience has been like. Look, if you're enjoying these videos, please do join me. I'm doing a series as I train towards my first marathon. I'm gonna put my latest weekly training summary over here. You can check that out. Also consider subscribing to the channel. I've got a lot more exciting content coming your way. Thank you.